Hey, buddy. Good boy. Watch the truck, okay? Howdy, howdy. Let's see if the whole deck was ripped out overnight. All the tools are gone. By the way, I don't recommend leaving your tools here on a job site, but you know, it's still here. What was that? It's a massive crow. Oh my gosh, there's a big crow right there. Nice. Looks like that beak could peck your eyeball out.
So I got my safety goggles on.
Get your safety goggles on. Be careful. There you go. Nice. Perfect. 8-inch sonotube leading down into 14 or 16 by 16. I forgot what we did yesterday. Cool. All right, well, we're gonna keep on going here. Got to caulk up a couple of holes, as well as get some concrete out of the truck. We're gonna get around to framing stairs today. All right, stay put. Okie dokie, we're full. Got our 12 bags right here. That's gonna take us a little further than these footings. I mean, ideally, it shouldn't take 6 bags to do an 8-inch sonotube with a footing at the bottom, as tall as this guy right here. But I'm gonna do a better job documenting this today. So I'm gonna set the camera aside. I'm gonna show you what we're gonna be up to in a second. What we're gonna do is I went ahead and squared this up. This is a pretty small platform, so I'm not gonna pull the diagonal, not right now. So I'm just gonna rough frame it up, rough square it. So just kind of my square up in there within about a 1/4 inch. So no worries there. But what we'd like to do is kind of mark out where we want the hole to go. So it's gonna be a little bit bigger than this. This is a 12 by 12 on the side of this block here. So we wanna go a few extra inches outside. We'll cut that hole. That's what the footing's gonna be for if we square it up. And bury this guy at least 1.5 feet down to 2. We're gonna get to digging, touch base in a bit, and set you guys on the stand. Hit it. All right, hit it.
8.5 now.
What's that?
8.5 now.
Okay, all right, I'll hold it. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. All right, so we went ahead and cut these holes open. They're buried more than 12 inches actually at the bottom of our pure block. We actually had a pipe right here going from drainage, so we didn't want to break open that ABS. There was no need for that. So we're gonna go ahead and fill these holes up with concrete. I usually leave like 2 inches on the top just to tie in my footing. So my footing is a mix between our pure block and this concrete right here. We're gonna mix this up pretty good before we actually get going here. For what these footings are, we don't have to pour them wet here. It's actually pretty cool to actually pour it dry and then pour some water, and the area is just so wet in Oregon. You can already see that the concrete's actually already starting to get exposure to water in the nearby area. But if you want that interface to be super clean in the future, you can always pour it wet as well. Here's how that sits in there. It sits right on top like that, grabs this bottom footing in here, and then goes straight into the sonotube up here. It grabs the sonotube to make sure we're not shifting in the future. So footing, surface area equals great compression. So this deck is not gonna go anywhere in the near future or the next 20 years. And then we do set it slightly above level because the ground is very soft here. So you can actually see Vincenzo over there. It's actually slightly cocked upwards towards the house so that it comes down on level. You don't have to actually slope decks away from the house. That's all optional, but you can put these footings in, get the concrete all set, take a little video of Vincenzo doing these. Peace.
Yeah. You moved your hand right.
All right, we are done for the day. Got a lot done. Not just a couple of footings, but I think one thing's for sure. Vinny needs a speed square. We'll have to get one of him. We'll just have to see if we have enough space for it. Because kind of made their debut with their infamous. I wouldn't say infamous. I would say they're really good wooden clamps, double action, so they're on 2 different ball screws. But they are super cool. But Jorgensen just kind of got into these quick grip game, and they make an amazing push and pull. If you guys, it's probably just stuck full of concrete. Push it down, and then you can put it on the other side, and you can do a pull instead of a push, which is pretty sweet. Anyways, over here, what we got done today is we went ahead and set our elevation. These brackets aren't even, they're not plugged in just yet with nails, but the whole point is so that you can shift it ever so slightly so you can get that perfect squareness with the rest of the house. Where we're at right now, the plug is down there. Or upside down plug is. It has to take the whole footing with it if it wants to go anywhere, which is super cool. Rebar coming up onto the interior of our sonotubes as well. And we're all poured off and jabbed, if you want to put it that way. But we got a nice 20 by 20s over here, 18 by 18 over there. And then our sonotubes are finished off and they're 8-inch. We still have a little bit of work to do on the top of these guys. I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually put our berm, concrete berm on the side here for the water to come down off the post and then slide right off. So we want the water to come off so it doesn't really give it an opportunity to really soak in any of that water. Pressure treat wood's awesome, but it's not invincible. So it's either this option or put a metal bracket on the bottom. Metal bracket with a pedestal is cool as well, but you got to know exactly where you're going to put your metal bracket. That's usually will dictate whether your project even looks good at the end. I go with this route because I have to do on the fly changes and stuff. We got a couple of joists in here, filled out the nails. Vincenzo already went through and added the brackets against our ledger. We're gonna add our lags in a little bit later. But you can see over here, this one doesn't have one. Situations when it gets really tight like this is one, don't make it tight. But two, if it's an afterthought, you can always put the angle brackets and we can fill that out with the gun. I also do need to finish out the rest of this picture framing in here. So it's pretty much gonna have another joist just like that over here, so that we can add our deck board. Nice little picture frame action going on there. So we'll get there around there tomorrow when it's not the weekend anymore. Get this guy going, cut our stairs out. See you then.